Today I've got with me producer, director, actress, and creator of Austin's own Ethereal Horror Film Fest. Welcome with me, if you would, Elizabeth Lloyd to the podcast.
Hey.
Thanks for joining me. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit before we jump into all of that. Maybe about your background. I scoped your IMDb and I saw that you're coming from all the way from Scotland.
Yes. I was born and bred Scotland. Lived there till I was like 21, 22, and then I moved to London. I was just aiming for the bright lights of Hollywood, so after London I went to LA in 2009. That was the goal the whole time, just to like save money and get the visa, the immigration stuff.
Yeah, how long did that take?
Like 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah, I got a O1 visa, which is a visa for extraordinary talent.
Nice.
So yeah, you have to prove that you're like an actress and working in the industry, and yeah, so it took 7 years to get
Not
all
just
the
any
evidence.
actress, an extraordinary actress.
Absolutely.
I saw you got 15 credits to your name, so you did that whole thing, but now you're focusing more on the producing side, the directing side, and running a film festival, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, so I thought I wanted to be an actress.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I went to performing arts school, so I was trained as a dancer and acting, some acting and stuff. And realized I couldn't act, so that was after the London stint. But I've always done dancing, been in like music videos, and still love dancing. So yeah.
Okay, very cool. So, all right, so you went to LA, and then when you were there, I see that you opened up a PR firm. What got you into all that?
Yeah, so I hired a PR firm to help me get my visa, and I realized I liked, the whole, that side of things, and helping people. Helping people is one of my big, not goals, I guess, just like what I like doing.
Passion.
So yeah, I did that, and I helped individuals get their visas to move from Europe, like England, Scotland, anywhere really, to come to the US.
Right. Okay, so then you are doing PR, you're out in LA, you're living life, and you decide, you know what, I want to actually be a filmmaker. Or did you already want to be a filmmaker and PR was just an interim?
So yeah, PR was like a little, I took a sidetrack, I guess, but it was running alongside still trying to act. And then I realized that, okay, so I can't act, but I love film. I mean, I like helping people, I like creating things, so filmmaker, producer specifically, although now I want to direct. I mean, direct's been like a thing for the last 6 years, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were in LA for, was it 9 years?
Yeah, 9 years.
9 years? So then what convinced you that Austin is the new place I want to set up shop?
Well, it was literally a pin in a map situation. So I met my husband in LA shortly after moving. Well, sure, I can't. I'm bad with dates, so I don't know. He was there 14 years. I was there 9, and then we met somewhere in the middle. We had a bunch of mutual friends, and we'd never met before, which is weird because they were a bunch of English people that he knew and were my friends. And so we met, we dated, we got married, and then it's like LA is really expensive. So we like, where can we go? Because by that time he was in tech and I was in producing, filmmaking, and Austin was kind of gonna, has tech and has a film industry. So we came, we visited, and it took me like 2 hours to be like, we're moving. It took him a little longer, but we came here.
Beautiful. Okay, so I did the same move. I was in LA for 10 years, and then I moved here about 4 years ago. But I was nervous about it, right? I was like, I don't know what the Austin film scene is. I mean, what was it that gave you the confidence that LA would have enough of a robust film scene for this to be like the new home?
I guess, I don't know, I just did a lot of research and realized that who was here and what was here, and there were, like the big names, and you're like, okay, I can see it. And yeah, sure enough, it's growing real fast, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, now that you've been here for a number of years, what do you think about the film industry? Is it what you're hoping for? Is it better, worse? Are you looking forward to what's to come?
It's weird because, the whole COVID thing. We kind of like, we came here, we got settled, I met people, we were out, we were living life, and then COVID hit. And then it was like, COVID took me in, like, inside, back in my shell, and I'm like, oh man. So it's taken me a while to get back out, even though in 2019 is when I started the festival. That was, when I want to do something, I do it. So it was like a logical move from, filmmaking, the love of film, the love of helping people, the love of horror, and Ethereal was born. And then COVID hit. But we continued with year one. We just, we put on the festival and everybody came out wearing masks, and I was really happy, so we just continued.
So I wanted to get into that. So Ethereal Horror Fest is what she's talking about. It's the premier horror festival here in Austin, Texas. And I'm curious, so I've tried to throw film festivals in the past, and it's not easy. And especially if you're like leading into the pandemic like you're talking about. So, I understand you're passionate about helping people and filmmakers, but I mean, what really was like the moment where you're like, I'm actually going to do this for real?
I don't know. Like I said, if I get an idea in my head, I just do it. That's how I made my first short. Mm-hmm. I did it.
Yeah.
And then I wrote my first short, another short, and I was like, I'm going to direct, and I directed it. And so with Ethereal, it was kind of like, I don't even know. It was just, I just wanted to do it. I just love horror and helping people. Mm-hmm. And obviously it takes a lot of money to make films and raise money and this and that, as you know. So I just did it.
Well, it also takes a lot of money to throw a film festival, right?
I mean, it does. Yeah, it does. But if you plan right, get the right help, mm-hmm. and the right submission fees where people want to submit, and the right ticket price, everything's got to be right. It doesn't mean we haven't had battles and things haven't gone horribly wrong, and but you just got to keep going and don't give up.
Right.
That's kind of like the film industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's funny because I don't know if you remember the Fire Festival, the disaster that happened on the island. Yes. Well, I watched that documentary and I almost felt like sympathy for the guy throwing it. By no means do I think he did anything right, but I do know the feeling when you're in over your head and the only way forward is forward. You just got to keep going, and yes. Right? I'm sure that's got to have happened to you at some point in the festival. Is there like some sort of time where you thought all is lost, and then you just triumph through it?
Every year, honestly. COVID was year one, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell everybody it's still on. We didn't make any cancellation announcements. I just did it. We, as in me. It was only me. I had help from some people that volunteers and whatnot. But year two, it's all a blur now because this is year 6, and I feel like every year I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown at this point, but this year I'm not, because I have the best people that I can pay, not as much as I want to pay, but I have an awesome team that they're helping me, and yeah, I don't know, I just there's always the small things, the little things, unhappy people, happy people, as in customers, filmmakers. You can't please everybody. That's the main thing I try and tell myself every year. It's like, you can't please everybody, but I try, mm-hmm. and that's when I get myself in a mess.
We're going to take a quick break right now. I wish we had sponsors to cut to, but we don't. I'm just going to check one thing. Ho, ho, ho. It turns out I could be my own sponsor. So let's not waste your time, folks. The crowdfunder for my new film, Oh Christmas Tree, is coming out Black Friday, running all the way through December 25th, Christmas Day. All right, I've been working on this film for 2 years now, and I'm finally ready to bring it to the screen, but I can't do it without your help. So please keep your eyes peeled for the Seed and Spark launch. I'm gonna go all out for the campaign this year, guys. I'm gonna have custom milk and cookies, stockings. We're gonna have ornaments with your name on it that will go on the tree in the film. And if you really want, we'll put your name on the naughty or nice list that Santa reads, okay? So, really, folks, all sincerity, we need your help. This is going to be a special film. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. This is going to be Christmas horror done unlike it's ever been done before. So, if you love Christmas, if you love horror, if you love me, if you don't even forget about loving me, right? If you love the genre and you want to support local art, that's the way to do it. So, with that, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever else there might be. All right, so we'll probably just cut this whole bit out, but we're back from our non-commercial break. If you're a sponsor out there and you want to sponsor us so we can cut away, Please do.
Sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of sponsors, speaking of money, so we were talking about film festivals. You said you had friends, but did you do this festival effectively on your own dime?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, I try to get sponsors, not year 1, but year 2 and 3. You try, you reach out, but you're nothing really. Year 1, 2, 3. It's for the passion. It's a hobby. It's for love. It's for the meeting everybody. But we actually have sponsors this year. We had money.
Woo!
Bad City Scaregrounds.
Shout out.
Penny Rock Productions.
Shout out.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on other names, but we have a lot of in-kind sponsors
We'll put
too.
them in back here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you them like sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people are, so this year, like I wanted to give up. So I've gone through a whole thing again. I think last year I felt the same too. It's like, I'm going to give up. There's just, but then everything just, the sponsors come and the people are like, don't give up. And you have the 2-hour phone calls with people and they really help. And the encouragement helps, and I'm like, well, this is year 6. Why would I give up now? Like, yeah. So there's plans for how we're gonna move ahead and whatnot, but we're not giving up. We're here to stay.
Hell yeah. Well, that's a lesson to like everybody out there. Things are not easy, and this is perseverance, right? 6 years in, and you're still having troubles that you're persevering through. So I think a lot of people think like after the first year this will get easier. After the second year it'll get easier. Maybe it does get easier, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a free ride. So, for me, I like what you're saying. Like, you have an idea in your head and you just do it. And a lot of times where I get tripped up is I want something to be perfect before I do it. And I don't think you can really wait for that moment, right?
No, I don't think so. But the thing I learned is you need planning and you need people. Mm-hmm. I always think I can do everything on my own, but I can't. Nobody can. And find the right people. I'm sure you hear that. Like, find your people, find your crew, find your whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. And I don't like relying on people, but now I'm finding if I do rely on people, things get easier. Yeah. Pay people and you can rely on them.
Okay, nice. Do you ever feel like, so sometimes like I wonder if I just don't play well with others, because it's like giving up that, having people help you means giving up control, right?
Yes. Yes. I think you nailed it there.
Yeah.
Because I'm a control freak, but I'm not a perfectionist. I have ADHD, diagnosed now. So, I mean, it's explained a lot, and it does help me as well. But you do have to rely on people.
Yeah.
And give up a little bit of control, even creative control. I have a creative producer now, and Marina, who was our COO. I do the COO, but she's a really good COO. She's now our community and strategics partner. So we've streamlined her job, and it makes her more, what's the word? Better.
More better.
And Janelle Lee Austin is the creative producer, and she oh my gosh, that woman is just killing it in general in life and creatively. And then she's streamlined our script competition, and yeah. And so I'm gonna ramble here. Did you have any more questions?
Ramble away.
I was just gonna also mention Gabby, who's now head of programming, which is what I was doing. It was me and Marina for the last 5 years. And I don't know how we did it, because now that we have Janelle and Gabby, we're like, how did we do it? So yeah.
Well, hopefully the festival's been growing. I mean, I was aware of it last year, and I saw Jennifer Hutchins from AB. She was doing a lot of social media from the festival, and it looked like a really good time, and I had real FOMO. I was like, why am I not there?
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be going this year, and everybody watching, make sure you make it out. Yes. We'll put up some information at the end about how to get there and get tickets and everything. But for the folks who've never been to Ethereal, what could they expect, and what kind of sets it apart, from other festivals?
So that's the thing, really. It's evolved and morphed into things that I never thought it would be. Things that I thought it would be is my problem is spending too much money on entertainment. So I would spend $800 on a snake dancer, and Marina's like, so like we could be putting that money elsewhere, which now we're putting it in smart places. I just like spending money. My husband will be like, yes, she does. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I've cut back on the spending. We've put more into the script competition, where Janelle's really taken the steering wheel there, and you can actually go and read the finalist scripts at the competition. I know some people like to do that. We have our gatherings. So we're doing a loose cult theme this year.
Nice.
The daisy here is to do with the House of Abraham.
Oh, hey.
Our opening night feature. So we're tying it in as a whole rather than me just, hiring a spooky bus, hiring a snake dancer, burlesque dancers. It's like, no, filmmakers don't care, or some do, but some don't care about, so saving money and then putting it in places where people want. So we're doing an entire emerging filmmaker conference on the Saturday morning, which Marina has amazingly put together. We've got writer, podcaster, we've got, oh my gosh, I can't even remember, but there's so many people coming. There's a Foley artist, so we've developed this from last year where we had Jen Hutchins and we had Nicole Ricardo. So they came in and did their 30-minute talk each last year, which was amazing. You can see it on YouTube. But this year we're putting smaller segments with more content and more learning for emerging and students.
Okay, nice.
Emerging filmmakers. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm excited. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So, is it both features and shorts that'll be screening?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have the opening night feature, which is not... so last year we screened Spiral, which was Jen's movie. And this year we're doing House of Abraham, which is Lisa Belcher's. So they're not under consideration, don't worry. So, but we have 4 features screening which are in consideration. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I wonder, are you doing any kind of like live table reads?
Yes,
you are.
We
okay.
are. The winner. They don't know who they are yet. Try not to say it. They don't know who they are yet, so they're going to find out on Saturday night, and their script is going to be read on Sunday.
Beautiful. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm curious, so, I just got out of Austin Film Festival, and I was doing all the seminars, and they had a seminar with some development execs from some esteemed horror studios, and they were talking about things that they were really tired of seeing. And I'm curious, as a festival creator and somebody who watches a lot of horror, I'm sure, is there things where you're just like, can we not?
Well, after COVID, there was a lot of this is me in my bathroom kind of horror film. People were doing what they can, and I'm glad we've gone through that, and we're seeing all the last couple of years, all the work that people have been doing then, and it's definitely on a bigger scale. So I'm just glad to see people getting out and doing bigger things, not necessarily bigger budgets, but yeah. And there isn't anything that I'm sick of seeing right now. I love all types of horror. Don't do gore so much anymore.
Okay.
like the Saw. I mean, no, Saw was fine, but Terrifier.
Not for you.
I watched it, of course, because it's horror, but no, I'll be throwing up in my mouth.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't want to jump ahead because I do want to talk about that. So let's just get into it. So I feel like one of the aspects of horror is pushing the envelope and always seeing like, how can we get more out of this than the last guy? How do we stand out in this genre? Terrifier is a great example of that. They just up the gore, exponentially. But then you have on the other side something like a Serbian film, which is like upping it in like a different way. That's not my style. What is your thoughts about pushing the envelope in horror? And is there anything like as a festival where you say like, we're not interested in that?
I mean, we do accept quite a high level of gore. We don't want porn. So not do your thing, but we don't want porn in our festival. And people don't really want to go sit in a cinema with a bunch of horror fans and watch porn anyway. So yeah, that basically. And violence, like obviously the violence is fine, but extreme. I don't know, there was a couple of things that we've had over the years that were just like, no, that looked like a snuff movie. So yeah, we just monitor it that way. And there was one that Gabby was just like, I can't watch that, Elizabeth. I'm like, okay, noted.
Yeah. Do you have a pretty wide range of things that you accept? Like, let's say I'm a filmmaker who's hoping to get an Ethereal. Do y'all have a type of horror film that you prefer over another horror? Or is it just, you just want quality stuff?
We just want passion.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like my motto, well, that I guess is my motto, is like horror is in the eye of the beholder. So horror can be anything. I personally like supernatural stuff. So supernatural, I like a good ghost story. But What was the question again?
I'm just curious as to like the festival. If
No,
you know, if
everything.
do you love slashers? Do you like psychological horror? Is there like a direction that y'all like to go, or is it just
Yeah.
as long as it's under the umbrella of horror, we're happy to have it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, we appreciate horror in all styles.
Okay, cool. See, the reason I'm asking these questions, I'm working on a horror film, and I was laughing because I'm in this development exec seminar, and they're saying we're over addiction, we're over like mourning over a loss, right? And I'm thinking, oh shit, my film's about both of those things. You know what I mean? I'm like, maybe I should go back to the drawing board. But you're also kind of like, well, I get it. I mean, they're just kind of like fertile playgrounds for horror. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that a lot of films might play in that area.
Well, I do see a lot of like over the last 2 years, maybe like mental health and horror, but that's really important, and we can drag that out because these stories need to be told, and there's a lot of stories. Like a lot of people suffer from mental health.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately.
When you find out how much of the world's medicated, you're like, oh, wow. You know? So, well, that's really cool. So, you know, it's risky throwing a film festival. Is there like big rewards? Is it something that keeps you coming back year after year?
That's like such a hard question because in general, I just love putting on events. I love producing, and you produce an event like you produce a film. So reward in general for me is just doing the event. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even although I'm like the nervous breakdown stage, like, oh, is it gonna be okay? Is it gonna, like, it's always okay.
Her festival's in a couple days, folks. So the fact that she's keeping it together right now is a miracle. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of anxiety that goes into the days leading up.
Yeah, I know. Last week was the worst week for me, and then over the weekend I managed to relax and chill a little bit. And usually, well, I was working a little bit over the weekend too, but I'm like, okay, just relax. It's always okay, even if something goes wrong. Marina will fix it.
Nice. Have a marina. That's the...
My sister told me that everybody should have a marina.
Yeah.
So funny.
Well, I was going to ask you, what advice you have other filmmakers? Have a marina. No,
and a Janelle and a Gabby.
Yeah, right? Well, that's really cool. I mean, you know, I don't know. The thing I thought about when I was trying to run a film festival was, what do I not know I don't know, right? Like, what am I overlooking? Like, is it the security? How much security we need? You know, what happens if... So, you know, there's these things that if you've never thrown a film festival, you just are kind of just hoping for the best, right?
Yeah.
You know? So when you were first putting this on in 2019, right? Was there any big, like a big learning curve that first one had?
It's funny you mentioned security because we didn't have security and so many things that... I'm just laughing because there's so many stories I could tell you right now, but they're not for a podcast.
Okay.
I mean, some are and some are not.
We'll put it for the Patreon.
Yeah, bonus material. Yeah, I've had to like rescue a kid from an older woman, shall we say, in a booth.
Interesting.
And then we our first year was actually at the Tiger Den. I don't even know if that's the spot anymore.
I believe so, on the east side?
Yeah. Tiger Den.
Like across from the Cosmic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool, little divey, awesome place. And yeah, I mean, we just didn't have security and it's pretty scary around there. And I realized I was running about trying to keep everybody inside and, you know, so yeah, the security was year one. Yeah.
Is there, if you're a filmmaker trying to get into a film festival, have you learned from the, you know, creator side of a film festival any do's and don'ts that you could share with the filmmakers?
Yeah, being a horror genre film festival, it's a little different because we will accept and screen works in progress as long as your sound is good.
Okay.
But it can be like, you know, we've had different cuts of people's things and we still screened it. And so yeah, that do's and don'ts, just submit anyway. And if it's ready in time, it's ready. If it's not, it's not. But as far as horror, I always say the acting doesn't have to be spot on, like really good acting. As long as you're creative, as in somewhat original. Like, I like original, even though there's nothing original anymore. But saying that, there is a few original twists on things this year. So if you're coming and watching everything, you'll see some stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, you managed to make something new. So right. Yeah. But do's and don'ts in turn. a big one is tell us who you are. Like, we use Film Freeway as a platform, and a lot of people don't put a cover letter. Like, we want to know who you are. It's not going to affect whether you get in or not. That's obviously your work, but like, it helps. So that's big for us anyway.
Okay, nice. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I think there's a lot of mystery about like getting into film festivals, stuff like that. And it's actually, I mean, from my experience, it's a lot of work submitting to festivals, you know. So
yeah, and expensive.
Yeah, right.
We do free student submissions, and last year and this year, because we know that students don't have any money really.
Right.
So yeah, free student submissions, and then it's the cheapest tickets to come. You know, we got to get some money somehow.
We screwed up in college. Our thesis films, we fought our professors for ownership of them. And then we all got our ownership. We won, but then realized we didn't have any money to submit it to festivals, which is what the school normally would have done.
Yeah.
So we were all like, oh, why did we do that?
You learned a big lesson.
Yeah.
That's
So one of the things I was happy to find out when I was researching you is that you were producing a film called Demon Code.
Yes.
Directed and I believe written by Corey Trahan. All right. So he's a guy I've been trying to get on the podcast. He's a part of the circle
Busy
here.
guy.
Yeah. And I am excited to learn more about this film. I saw there was just a crowdfunder going on. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about that and where the film's at.
Yeah. So I've been working on Demon Code specifically almost a year with Corey now. So Corey submitted a few films to my festival last year. I knew of him. We'd met a couple times, you know. But then when he submitted the films, they were selected and they won a couple awards. I forget what now. But at that point, I really got to know him at the festival, and he told me about the film, and I found out more. And yeah, so since then, we've been in pre-production, I guess. But we've actually, this summer we went to Pittsburgh and filmed with Doug Bradley, who's going to voice one of the maker, who is the my brain is blanking now. The bleep bleep. No, he's not a robot. But yeah, so Doug Bradley is all like locked in. We've got his voice. Corey's actually off to AFM this weekend. He was supposed to be at Ethereal, so I'm mad at Corey. But he's at AFM in Los Angeles, partying up with our other producer Mikey, and so I'm very jealous.
Yeah.
I would just ditch the festival and go to LA, but no. So yeah, we're mostly funded. We always want more money because you need more for post, more than you think you need and whatnot. But we're well underway. Script is locked, I think. I mean, it surely is locked at this point, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be shooting tentatively March 2026.
How did he so if the script wasn't locked, how did he onboard you on with a work in progress?
Well, I mean, script was done, but Corey's always making changes, and we're telling him now stop making changes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But I mean,
this was locked months ago.
It's logged, and when I read it, it hasn't changed much in a year, I guess. I probably should read it again just to make sure. But no, it's a phenomenal script. Talk about like a new original idea. It's definitely new, original, high concept, like really, really good script.
Well, I'm asking because this is for, I'm personally trying to mine information from you because, I've got a film that I'm ready to go into fundraising for, but nothing but anxious, right? And like, I don't want to bring on a producer until the script is finalized, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to raise money until I have a producer, but it's also Christmas horror, so you kind of want to do it in a seasonal time, but not too close to Christmas. So anyways, I'm trying to pick your brain a little bit, and I'm sure there's a lot of people at home watching, like, what is some of the anxieties? What are some strategies you found? What was your experience like raising money?
Well, this is the first feature I've been on board with to raise money. So far, I'm not going to say it's been easy, but it's easy when you've got a great script, a great director-writer, and then you add me in there, and I'm like, give us the money. No, I mean, we still got a little way to go, but I mean, it's never easy raising money.
Yeah.
There was a small crowdfunding, but that's over. I don't like doing crowdfunding on like Indiegogo, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. It's just not my thing. It's a lot of sitting at your desk, just literally writing to everybody you know or everybody you think that can help. It's hard, but like I said, if you've got the script, it'll be easy in the long run.
Right.
Or it will feel easy.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, you've produced, a series of films now. Have you had to do crowdfunding for all of those, or have you had different sources of generating an income? What's normally the process?
So, I mean, the first one, I was like, I'm just gonna do it, so I just did it myself, my own money.
Yeah.
I haven't actually done. I've always got lucky with someone that's just like, I've got $5,000. Like, here you go. And then the film got made, and if we needed more in post, we got lucky just from one of the actors' dads. He's like, here's another $2,000. I don't know, money just comes.
Oh wow, I'm jealous.
That's
a superpower.
That sounded really, really. I don't know. You got to be in the right place at the right time. Make your luck.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So you have just been really lucky with financing. That's really cool. Whenever it comes to actually producing films, what have you had any hard lessons that you've learned on set that you could share with maybe the people watching that?
Yeah, most of my problems as a producer have been location type stuff.
Okay.
We did, my first short was, we had a motel, but it was a motel in LA that was a very seedy little, and then they decided halfway through you can't shoot here now. We're like, wait, but we're here, we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's things like that, it's locations and getting the right permits, and that's what I can think of right now is
right.
that kind of
What's your thoughts on this doing guerrilla style?
Yeah. I've done guerrilla style, but yeah.
But I mean, because sometimes it's tempting, right? Because well, at least in Austin, we don't have the permitting that you have in LA, which makes it almost impossible to make a freaking short film.
Well, the parks here in Austin, we had to get permits to shoot in one of the parks.
Oh,
here.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird permit, but just like a permission, that is a permit, but you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna be here, but you can't stop anybody from doing what they're doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the podcast is called Keep Austin Film, so I always like to tie it back to Austin, right? Yeah. So we're here, we're just on the tails of this bill that passed. It's going to give us a lot of money to make films, which is great. What is your vision of Austin in the future? Where do you see it going? Has this bill affected you in your professional life in any way?
Well, no, it's because I think it's 1.2, right? So it's definitely indie on the lower side, the higher side. No, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, our Demon Co budget, we do have a $1.6 million budget, and we'd love to make it for 1.6, but it's not affecting me right now, as in I don't think I'm gonna get any help there.
Right.
It still sucks for indie filmmakers. We're still gonna have to hustle and do our thing, but we're all gonna get there eventually. I'm sure if you just don't give up. That's the key, is not giving up. So, yeah.
Do you think it's going to be good though? So one of the things that I feel missing in Austin is infrastructure, right? We don't have the same level of management, studios, agents here in Austin. So I run a writers group, and I notice a lot of writers are still hoping to make it and move to LA or New York, right?
Yeah, that makes me sad when I hear that. I'm gonna move to LA, and no, stay here and keep Austin film. There you go. But yeah, no, that does make me sad when I hear that people, and I've known some that have gone and come straight back in less than a year, and I'm like, okay, good. but yeah, I feel like we do have the infrastructure that you might think is missing, as in there are good agents, and there are good everything. We just got to stay here and get those little groups together more. That's what I find. Since I was a recluse after COVID, and after getting back out the last couple years, I'm realizing everybody's real nice. Let's all be nice together and help each other, which they do. Don't get me wrong. Everybody is really nice. And when I joined WIFT Austin is really where I met everybody that I'm talking about, and I'm sure glad I did.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. You're part of the board.
Yeah.
You were, okay.
Yes.
What was your experience like with WIFT? And for folks at home who might not know anything about it, maybe you could illuminate us.
Yeah, Women in Film and Television, Austin chapter. I did the PR for almost a year. I say the PR. It was the first time they had a PR chair, which I think they don't have anymore. I gave that position up a year ago just because being a nonprofit, like obviously you don't get paid. I had a lot going on, personal life, still trying to run the festival, all that kind of thing. I just thought it was best to take a step back. But I'm glad I did the year I did. I met some amazing women. Janelle was one of them. Jess is another one. We were on the board together. So, and Kirtana before she left the board too. Just everybody is absolutely amazing, and I can see them all not giving up and just doing their thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I've got two final questions for you. And the first one is, for the next generation of horror filmmakers, do you have a message to them? Anything that you'd like to share with these people coming up? Maybe something that you've learned from just being so immersed in that world for the last, 6 years?
Yeah. So with the festival, we're trying to really cater for the students to give them someone they can come to. I mean, not necessarily in a mentorship type way, just some. I feel like students don't like asking questions, even though that's what they go to school for. But we want them to ask questions and be inquisitive, just come see us. Like, we're here. Everybody's here, emerging filmmakers, and yeah. Well, I mean, it is the genre for up and coming filmmakers, right? Like, so many of our legendary filmmakers came up that way, and I think it's easy to make good horror on a budget, Sometimes, in my opinion, the lower the budget, the more fun the horror can be, I agree.
Yeah. If you have a taste for terrible horror films like I do, like House of the Dead or Zombies vs. Vampires, or my favorite, The Ginger Dead Man. Yeah.
I don't even know that one.
Yeah, Harrison Busey plays a serial killer who gets killed, burned, his ashes get baked into a...
I do know the one, yeah.
Brilliant,
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
But you have to have the taste for it, But I mean, the fact that it's a genre for those up and coming filmmakers makes it like a really great ground for creativity and new voices, which is why it's great to have your festival that's open to new filmmakers that are coming up through that rank. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to ask you was, you are obviously a horror fan. Do you do other films other than horror, or is it specifically horror for you as a producer?
No.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Well, that wasn't the question, so that's good that I was no. Was there a horror film that you saw as a kid that just genuinely terrified you that kind of started this passion?
Yes. I love paranormal. I've been obsessed with ghosts. At this point, I don't believe in them because where are you? Hello? I was a paranormal investigator for 6 years. Nothing, nada. Anyways, but I like a ghost story. I like the way you can portray ghosts on screen in any way. I like things that move that shouldn't move. That's my thing. So The Lady in White. The Lady in White, I think I saw when I was about 6 or 7. 6, 7. Oh no, I did it. I don't know if you have kids, but yeah, 6, 7. Nope. No. No, you don't have kids.
What happens at 6 or 7?
Never mind. So I was about 7 years old. I had this TV that was about this big. My gran gave it to me, and we had 4 channels in the UK for the longest time. And basically, you just turn the dial, and then it came on, and I was just like, "What is this?" Have you seen it?
No. Okay. Lady in White.
Lady in White. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
It's shit. It did not live up. I watched it with my husband recently, and it didn't live up, but it still gave me the chills and the goosebumps that I got, which made me want to make that kind of horror. So
I said it was my last question, but now that you brought up this paranormal investigator, I got to know a little bit more about that. So what inspired that, and your outcome? What I'm gathering, your outcome is maybe ghosts are not as real as you maybe hoped.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I was the spooky weird kid. That was just me. I was the one that had no friends at school, or I was nerdy friends, which is cool. I like the nerds. I was a nerd, but I was the one that would be going away talking to ghosts, dead people in my bedroom, and now I'm just like, who are you talking to, Elizabeth? My sister's like, yeah, you did. You were weird, but I feel like I saw them and whatnot when I was a kid. Wow. I saw them, and now I'm like, where did they go? So when I moved to Austin, I found paranormal groups, and I joined one. I went on investigations with another one, and then I ended up buying all my own equipment with my partner. There was 3 of us at the time, and yeah, we did. That was our guerrilla style stuff. We would go to old abandoned houses and really strange lake houses, and yeah. So no evidence. But I don't know. We still incorporate it into the festival. We have a live paranormal investigation on the Saturday night. So after the AFS cinema, everybody gets on a bus and goes to a haunted location.
Okay, so maybe you're making me think of like a new segment, right? Is it haunted or is it just biology, right? So I was DPing a horror film in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We were in a warehouse, and the warehouse was, according to the person who owned it, built on a graveyard. And to make matters worse, the director's like, let me show you your room we'd be staying while we're filming.
Yeah.
We had to go through a haunted museum where they brought all these artifacts from all over the world and put them in one location. And there's a door in that museum. And as soon as you open that door, there's my bedroom. And I was like, oh, cool. Now, I'm not a supernatural guy. I don't believe that much, you know. Mm-hmm. I've just never seen anything that's like been convincing.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. Walking through that museum gave me weird vibes, you know. And that first night, there was a fan that just wouldn't stop. It wasn't on, but it would just kind of, it would just cast these shadows darting around, right?
Wow.
First night was just awkward. The second night, I fall asleep, and I feel like somebody's like pushing me over because I'm a side sleeper, you know? And I'm just like, whatever, you're in your head. I go to sleep, and I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm not breathing. I'm like choking. I have to run into the bathroom. I splash water in my face, and my throat is burning, right?
Oh my God.
And I was like, I feel like I was getting choked out. Now, for the believers, they're like, yeah, that's a ghost, right? And for the non-believers, they're like, that's acid reflux. What do you think it is?
I mean... Oh man, I've gone from like solid believer to I've had really good paranormal experiences that I apparently saw the ghost of Sharon Tate.
Oh wow.
In the Omen house. Anyways, that's another story. But I also think it could be because I want to believe.
Right, yeah. For record, it's never happened before or since, you know?
It's a ghost.
That's what I would say. But I did also have like Wawa or whatever the heck they have some sort of. Have you ever been to Philly?
No.
It's okay.
Oh wait, I have, yeah. Once.
Yeah?
My husband graduated from Villanova. Is that Philly?
I have no idea. Every time I go there, I'm in Kensington, which is where the Rocky movie took
then
place.
it is that. Yeah, I've been once.
Yeah. But now it looks like Zombieland. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Well, they have some drug out there called lean, so everybody walks around like this. It looks straight up like you're in a zombie. And the streets are like 4 feet wide, so you can't even pull a U-turn if you get in trouble. It's terrifying.
Oh yeah, I went to a sanitarium. Is that what you call them? No. For mental people, that it's old.
Oh.
What do you call this?
Insane asylum?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an abandoned one that's haunted. Oh, what's it? I forget.
Pacino?
No. The gangster guy. You can call this out, right?
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Yeah.
That's where he was kept.
Yeah. We can cut the whole podcast out. No, I'm just kidding. This is gold. Everybody's riveted right now. I love talking about ghosts. I don't believe in them, but I like the possibility because I don't know what's going on in this world. You know what I mean?
Well, Corey Trahan's a quantum physicist, and when I found that out, I wrote a paper and sent it to him on quantum physics just because I took a deep dive.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much that could be compared to what like ghosts are on that side of things. But yeah,
right, some sort of interdimensional. Existence.
Although he explains how they don't exist.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I want to talk to you about like quantum immortality because I'm a believer in that. Maybe that's just because I'm terrified of dying.
I don't want to die either.
Nobody wants to die.
No.
So let's end it there. If there's anything that you want to promote, anything you want to tell folks at home about the film festival or about any films you have coming up, and maybe where they could follow you on social media. Okay.
So I'm actually working on a short. I like to get involved in any way on cam or on set. So I'm going to be doing sound on Grand's Woods. So that's a cute little short, but cute little short. It's going to be a horrific little hilarious short by Laurie Powers Going. I can never remember people's names. I think that's it. Paulina Manso. They're putting that together with Marina Cantu, who is producing that. So yeah, they're doing a little crowdfunder, so just help us get that done. And then Demon Code, obviously, demoncodeproject.com, lots of surprises coming soon on that website. And etherealhorrorfest.com obviously is this weekend. If we air before then, please come by. And yeah, you can just Google Elizabeth Lloyd.
Okay, cool. I love it. So yeah, folks, make sure to go to Ethereal Horror. What's the website?
Etherealhorrorfest.com.
Perfect. Makes it easy. Get your tickets. That's going to be this weekend. So this will hopefully be coming out by Wednesday. So make sure to be there. Check out Demon Code. There's no crowdfunder for that right now.
No active crowdfunder right now.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
we're still looking for an executive producer to give us final, give us your money, final money.
Yeah.
Finishing the beginning funds. So yeah, but there's still opportunities on there to become producers and involved and stuff. So
beautiful. And then you've got House of Abraham playing Ethereal, which I've seen it and it's great. So make sure you're there for that.
It's the last time you can see it on a big screen. So yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, before it goes to video on demand.
It's already on video on demand, but come to us. And
see. yeah, we'll cut that up. No. Yeah, Lisa Belcher. Hopefully we have her on the podcast soon. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll be there, folks. So hopefully I'll see you there. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Elizabeth, for joining me on the podcast. This is episode 9, going strong. And I'm really glad we got to know a little bit more about everything you're doing. I think everything you're doing with Ethereal is great. It's great for Austin. It's great for filmmakers. So make sure you support her. Check her out on socials. I love you, everybody. And hopefully we'll see you back on the next episode. But until then, bye, everybody.